Hi, everybody. This is Kevin Trudeau. I'm the author of Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, the best-selling book on natural health. I've also authored several other books, including The Weight Loss Cure They Don't Want You to Know About, and also books on money, including Debt Cures, which talks about how to get out of debt, and Free Money, which talks about how anyone can get free grant money from independent foundations as well as the government. And I am unbelievably excited to give you this message and this audio message. So make sure you listen to this entire message, but only listen to it if you're interested in making money, because this message is strictly for those people who want to make money and make money right now and make money every single day, starting right now with virtually no risk. Now listen and pay attention. Some of you may have heard of winning money playing Baccarat, which is a card game which you can play in a casino, and you can also play it online in almost every country in the world. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that I have been interested in playing Baccarat and blackjack for years and years and years. As a matter of fact, I got so good at winning money at blackjack and won so much money at blackjack all around the world that I have been officially banned and not allowed to play blackjack in virtually any casino in the world. I'm in the world-famous Griffin book, one of a very small number of people that are so good that make money every single time that they play that the casinos said, look, you're just too good. You're just winning too much money from us. And so we legally have the right to say you can't play blackjack. So I have been officially banned. When that happened, and by the way, people always ask me, well, how much money did you make playing blackjack? Was it, 5 million, 10 million, 50 million? I cannot tell you that for a lot of different reasons, and some of you will figure out why. All I can tell you is if you and I sat down over a beer, and I patted you down to make sure you had no recording devices, and I told you how much money I made playing blackjack, you would not believe it. It is staggering. So what I did when I got banned from playing blackjack is I switched to Baccarat. Now, I had a friend in Australia by the name of Kerry Packer. Now, Kerry Packer was the richest man in Australia. Kerry played Baccarat. And we played Baccarat together in Las Vegas and Macau and different places around the world. He actually owns a casino in Melbourne called the Crown Casino. Now, Kerry's passed away now. But Kerry Packer, in one night, in about 4 hours in Las Vegas, made over $40 million. Now, it's reported by Kerry himself to me, and I don't have the documentation, but Kerry told me that over the years, he made over $500 million in cash playing Baccarat. I have another friend of mine who was just in London. In one night, he made over $11 million playing Baccarat. And I can tell you the story of hundreds of other people that I know personally that have made millions and millions of dollars playing Baccarat, both in the casino and online. And I'm going to tell you about this online in a minute, because you can virtually sit in front of your computer, open up an account with an online casino. There's a live dealer there that they're filming live. You put $1,000 or $2,000 or $3,000 into the account, or $5,000 or whatever you want, and then you start betting. And you can bet $5 or $10, even $1 per hand. They have these $1 tables, and it's live, and so you can actually play while you're sipping your coffee, while you're in your robe in the morning. And in a half an hour or so, you could make $1,000 or $2,000 or even $3,000, or Swiss francs, or British pounds, or Aussie dollars, or whatever currency you're playing in. And I know people that do this all over the world. So we've been doing this for a long time, making a lot of money. Now, we all have used different methods of winning money playing Baccarat. And the question is, isn't it just gambling? Aren't you just lucky? And the answer is there's a lot of methods out there where luck has a lot to do with it. A lot of methods out there where the systems have proven to work with real people in real casinos or playing really online. But what I tried to do is I tried to figure out a way where mathematically it is impossible to lose money. In other words, mathematically, you are guaranteed to win money. That it was my goal. And recently, we ran the computer simulation. We tested it in the field. I conversed with a professor of mathematics, I believe from MIT is his alma mater, or where he works or teaches, a mathematical genius. And I'm here to tell you on this recording that I believe that we now have the system, the method, that it's virtually impossible for you to lose money, that you are guaranteed to win money every single month as long as you follow the method exactly. This is unbelievable news. Now, let me tell you quickly, and then I'm just going to tell you the facts about this. In the 60s, there was a mathematical professor, I believe at MIT University in Cambridge, Massachusetts, who wrote a book called Beat the Dealer. And in that book, he said, mathematically, if you play blackjack a certain way, you flipped the odds against the casino, and you as the player now have the odds of winning in your favor. What this meant was that if you played blackjack, you could sit down there for 3 hours and you could lose some money. But the longer you played, guaranteed that you were going to make money in the end. Just like the casino right now has a guarantee to make money because the odds are in their favor. The longer they play, they are guaranteed to make money. The casinos cannot lose money because all the games have a slight advantage in the casino's favor. So in the long run, they are guaranteed to make money. Casinos cannot lose money in the long run over a period of time. Those are the mathematics. When Beat the Dealer came out, this professor figured out that you could flip those odds in the game of blackjack. And this is why certain players like myself were so good at it that we got banned because we always made money. It was like going to the ATM machine. You walked into a casino or played online and just extracted $200, $300, $400 in half an hour or so, cash in your pocket, and went out and spent it and had fun. Or $1,000 in an hour, and it was cash in your pocket. So anytime you needed money, you just basically go into a casino or online and extract just like an ATM machine, because it was guaranteed that you would make money. You know, $500, $800, $1,000 a day, $2,000, $3,000, and we're talking in a few hours. And that's how good it was, and that's why we're banned, because it was that effective and that consistent every single time. But Baccarat, the casinos were convinced there was no way you could flip the odds in your favor. Well, I'm here to tell you, there is a way. It's mathematically proven. Let me tell you what we did to tell you and give you the data. We ran 10 million shoes. And let me just tell you how this worked out. We took a computer and we built a program that simulates a random shuffle just like at the casino. So what we did is we took 8 decks, just like at the casino, and the computer randomly shuffled them and put those 8 decks in a shoe. That's what they call it at the casino, a shoe. And then they dealt the entire deck of Baccarat. So we generated 10 million simulated random shuffled shoes. This is so far beyond what you need to get every single combination in every single potential scenario. 10 million is so far beyond. So the point is, what we have theoretically is every single potential scenario. Then what we did is we took our method and we started testing it against thousands and thousands and thousands of shoes. 5,000, 10,000, 25,000, 50,000, 75, 100, a million. We started testing all of these different combinations to see if our method worked. And here's what the results were. Basically, just imagine that we took every potential scenario, every way the cards could be shuffled, every scenario, and we tested the method. You make money on approximately 80% of all the shoes that you play. even if you knock that down a little bit just to be on the conservative side, you make money on 70%. Let's use that number. The computer showed close to 80. Let's say that you made money on just 70% of the shoes you play, which means 7 out of 10 shoes you make a profit. You lose money on 3 out of 10 shoes. When you add them all up, you have a net gain, and that net gain is approximately 10 units per shoe. 10 units per shoe is approximately what you make using this method. This means you cannot lose money. Now, you could win a lot more than this. This is my opinion, the minimums, because there are some shoes that you can actually make 80 or 90 or even 200 or even 300 unit wins in a shoe. Now, there are some shoes that you could lose some units as well. But there is a way that you could take these percentages and actually increase it dramatically in your favor even more. So what does this mean? Here is the bottom line. This method of playing Baccarat, I can teach it to you in about 5 minutes. You can master it in about an hour. In other words, this is simple. I can teach it to you in 5 minutes, and you will master it in about an hour. And that's if you're really slow. Most people master it in about 15 minutes. It's that ridiculously simple. That's number one. Number two, you can play this in casinos anywhere in the world, physically going into a casino. And in most countries around the world, you can go online, and I will tell you where you set up an online betting account. So you can go online and you can play online right in front of your computer. And it's a live dealer. You're playing right there just like you're in the casino. Now, you can't do this currently in the United States. They outlawed casino gaming in the U.S. But I hear from in Washington that ban is going to be lifted relatively soon. I'm not sure if it's going to happen this year or next year, but it's going to happen, I think, relatively soon. But you can play on almost every other country online. In the U.S., you can certainly go into casinos, which is not a problem. Many of the casinos have varying tables. So some tables are $5 minimum bets. Some are $10 minimum bets. So you don't need a lot of money to get started. You do not need a lot of money to get started. Now, if you want to start betting $50 minimum bet or $100, you're going to need a bigger bankroll of about $10,000 or so. But if you're betting $1 or $5 or $10, you do not need a lot of money to get started. That's key. And here's what the numbers are. The numbers are, when you play, we tested this out, you make money 100% of the time. Now, I have another friend of mine who is using Don Tiegert's method, which is an outstanding method, by the way. And it's a method that is proven both in real life and in computer simulation to guaranteed make money. Now, this gentleman, using Don Tiegert's method, he actually kept accurate records of his play. Over the last few months, he played 96 shoes live in casinos. 96 shoes. Playing 96 shoes, he made a profit, a net bottom line profit of 206 units. 206 units is what he made in 96 shoes. Now, you can play 96 shoes depending on how many hours you play in a casino. That could be over a couple of weeks. So it's not a long period of time. If you just play on the weekends or something, or a little bit here and there, it could be over a few months, but it's a relatively short period of time. So 206 units is what he made. Now, if he was playing $100 units, that's $20,000 in pure cash profit. Now, if he was playing $50 units, you cut it in half. If it was $25 units, you cut it in half again. But it's profit. It's cash in your pocket profit. Now, I told him on the phone in less than 5 minutes how to use this method. He said, let me go back and test it to see what would have happened if I used your method instead of Don's. He tested it, and what he found out was instead of making 206 units, using the new system that I just came out with, he made 2,019 units. So instead of making $20,000 on $100 bets, he would have made $201,000. That's 10 times more. Folks, this is unbelievable. Now, I, again, cannot tell you about me for a lot of reasons. But I can tell you that I saw a person sit in front of a computer, in his robe, sipping his coffee, smoking a cigar, and play online on the computer. And I saw him play for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and make 500, 1,000 Swiss francs. I saw him week after week after week after week after week after week after week, physically with my own eyes, saw him consistently make 10, 15, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 a week, playing less than an hour a day. This is staggering. It is unbelievable. If you're interested in making money, this is something that, in my opinion, based on the numbers, based on the math, you cannot lose money. You will make money. Now, let me explain when I say that, because somebody will say, well, theoretically, you can lose money. Can a casino lose money? The answer is yes, they can. But really, no, they can't, because the odds prove that they can't lose money. Theoretically, they could, but they can't. Let me give you another example. Let's say that you took a coin and you flipped that coin. Is it going to come up heads or tails? Well, it's a 50-50 chance, correct? It's 50-50 chance it's going to come up heads, 50-50 it's going to come up tails. Now, if you flip that coin 1,000 times in a row, here's my question. Could it come up heads every single time? The answer is yes, it could. But will it ever come up heads 1,000 times in a row? And the answer is, mathematically speaking, it will never come up heads 1,000 times in a row. It can't happen. It could happen theoretically, but because of probability, it can't happen. And if anybody wants to challenge me, I'll bet you $1 million to your $100 that you flip that coin 1,000 times, it ain't coming up 1,000 heads in a row. If it does, you win $1 million. And if it doesn't, you give me 100. That's a fair bet. I'll take that all day long. I'll make a fortune. I'll never lose. You with me? I'll never lose. Does that make sense? Think about that. If I sat here and said, everybody come in, I got $1 million cash sitting on the table. Just flip the coin 1,000 times. If it comes up 1,000 heads, you get the $1 million. If it doesn't, you give me the 100. Guess what? I'll never lose. I'll never lose money. Could I lose money? Sure, I could. I'm never going to lose. You with me? Does that make sense? Would you play that game? Of course you would, because you could never lose. It's never going to come up 1,000 heads in a row. Same thing here. This system mathematically has been proven you can't lose. Mathematically, or theoretically you could, but you can't. We tested it. We got 10 million shoes that we ran. This has been tested in thousands of shoe combinations over and over again. The math proves that this is guaranteed to make you money. Guaranteed. So the bottom line is, if you're looking for a way that you can have in your back pocket a method, anytime, anywhere in the world, you want to walk into a casino and make an extra $300, $400, $500, $1,000 cash in your pocket, anytime, you now have a way to do it. And currently, if you live outside of the U.S., or if you're a U.S. resident and you travel, think about that. There's a lot of U.S. people who say, I want to do this, and I'll travel to Mexico, I'll travel to Europe, and while I'm there, I'll set up an online account, and I'll do this online and make $300, $400, $500 a day, and I can travel around the world doing this. putting cash in my pocket. Now, somebody always asks me about taxes about this. Is this income taxable? In certain countries, actually, it's not. I believe in the UK, you don't have to pay taxes on the winnings. But I'm not a tax expert. So talk to your tax advisor, and I'm not advising anybody to not pay taxes on winnings. So here's the bottom line. This is the offer that I'm giving you. I'm going to offer the videotapes for $997. But when you buy the videos, they're actually going to be videos online that you can watch. When you buy the video of the seminar for $997, you agree that after you make your first $100,000 in profit, you agree to send me $30,000 additional dollars. But only after you make your first $100,000 in profit. And I know that I think most of you are going to make that so fast and be thrilled to send me the additional $30,000. So folks, I would just tell you this. This is something that's special. This is something that mathematically everyone said could not be done. Now, when the gentleman from MIT wrote the book Beat the Dealer, they told him mathematically you can't figure out a way to turn the odds in the player's favor against the casino. And he said they were wrong. And by the way, a lot of mathematicians said that he couldn't do it either. And he figured out the method of card counting and what's called basic strategy in blackjack, where the odds are in your favor. With Baccarat, they've told me and other mathematicians that it's impossible to turn the odds in your favor against the house. Guess what? I have now proven that they're wrong. This is unbelievable. The money you can make is staggering. And I witnessed it with my own eyes. Time after, I was just talking to a gentleman in London. I told him this on the phone in 5 minutes. He said, I'm going to try it. Call me back. He says, KT, I just made £6,000 in one night. This online, playing online. He says, this is unbelievable. He says, I can, obviously keep my full-time job and my career and my business. This really could be the answer to a lot of people's, dreams or prayers. I mean, think of the lifestyle. When you're outside of the U.S., you can sit in front of your computer and just in a few hours make $200, $300, $400, and it goes right in your account. And with a click of the button, in 24 hours, the money's transferred from that casino online account to your checking account, so you have your debit card. So I would just encourage you to really take a strong look at this. This is something that's really unbelievable. All I can tell you, it is absolutely stunning. And all my computer guys who did this, when they saw the numbers, nobody could believe it. But the math is true. The statistics are proven. This is categorically proven to work. Theoretically, mathematically, with the computer, and in real life. So in my opinion, this is one of, if not the best way to put cash in your pocket every day, every week, every month. Guaranteed. So give it a go. And I think you'll absolutely be thrilled with the results.